Hi folks, and welcome back to the training. I hope you're enjoying the training so far in this course. I hope you're learning something, but more important of all, I hope you're actually getting off your backside and actually doing the work and actually taking action. I say getting off your backside. Majority of my time spent on my backside, behind the computer, on the phone, taking part in this course. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying that. Let me know if you are and what you're liking best so far, what you want to see more of moving forward as well. I really appreciate that. So stage 4 is all about closing. I am going to tell you a story because I am the world's worst closer. Before I got involved in network marketing from the age of 18 to 23, I was involved in a estate agency, which in America, more general terms, is probably called real estate. And what I did is I did that whilst I was going through college and university part-time, every Saturday, basically, every Saturday and Sunday. I did like 8 hours on a Saturday, 4 hours on a Sunday, so I did 50 hours a month, and that gave me enough money to be able to pay my travel and expenditure costs when I was going through college and university. A lot of you people might be thinking, oh, but your father's made mother and father have made 13 million from industry and network marketing. You know, why did you have to do that? Well, when I turned 18, my father basically sat me down and says, listen, you've got to basically fend for yourself. I'll guide you, but I'm not going to give you money like that. And it was the best thing he ever did. I learned loads from that, so much. Anyway, so story about the estate agency. I went there every Saturday and Sunday, and I was the person who did the viewings. I was the person that you would meet at the property, and I would shake your hand, open the house, and then show you into different rooms, show you all the different features and all that. In my 5 years, I didn't sell one house. Why? I was the person who showed people around, and I basically just opened the door and said, hey, treat it like home. Go check it all out for yourself. So I wasn't really selling all the different features. As a result of that, obviously it wasn't going to be easy to sell a house on a weekend because all the solicitors and all that shut. But I didn't get anyone say, because of me saying, oh, this is such a good house, them saying, you know what, yeah, we really like this house. We agree with what you're saying, and we want to put an offer in, and the offer get accepted. And I've never really been good at closing, but until I found out a few things which I have basically, I'm going to share with you, and it's all about things that you do. The majority of people, they sit down and they have a conversation with someone over a coffee and they ask them a question. So, is it a fit for you? My dad uses that one beautifully every time. So, hey, Ryan, do you think this is a fit for you? Or do you see this as a fit for you? And some people go, yeah, it's interesting. And my dad goes, well, interesting doesn't pay your bills. That's basically what he says. And it tends to get an answer, and it's very important because there are 3 types of answers. There's a yes, no, maybe. Okay? I didn't do that on purpose. There's yes, no, maybe. And you don't want to have a maybe, because a maybe will just end up wasting your time and eating your time. And no's are great as well, because no's lead closer to a yes. And every time you get a yes, happy days. I have the mindset of no matter what they say, I'm earning. I'm either earning in skills, I'm either earning in knowledge, I'm earning in how to deal with objections, different responses, different personalities. Or if they say yes, then guess what? They're signing up, they're becoming a distributor, they're becoming a customer, and happy days, I'm earning that way as well. So step 1 in stage 4 is giving value. And anyone can do this. You don't have to be a person of influence. You just have to basically drop what I call nugget bombs. A nugget bomb is basically a piece of advice, a piece of help that someone can take and basically learn from, and it'll impact them. For instance, you could be speaking to someone, you might be talking about their occupation, their family, their recreation, their dreams, and you might say, you know what, this might really help you out. I read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it totally changed my life. Since that point, I've managed to save a lot of money because of the principles in there. I've understood what an asset and a liability is. I think you would benefit from that as well. They go, all right, cool, I'll check it out. You then follow up and you basically, have you read the book yet? Yeah, it was amazing. I learned loads, really, really good. And on the result of that, you say, well, have you checked out maybe another way of making money, maybe on the side? Maybe you should check out what I'm doing. I'm involved in network marketing, blah, blah. Oh, no, okay, well, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote that book, you loved it, right? Yeah. Well, look at what he has to say in the cash flow quadrant, or about network marketing. They read that all up, and because you've given them some advice and some knowledge and some nugget bombs, they're going to believe other things that you start saying with regards to that, and chances are they're going to follow up on that and say, "Yeah, you're right." Robert Kiyosaki is a big believer in network marketing. I should take a closer look at it. I don't know any involved in network marketing, but I know you, and you said you're involved in network marketing now, so let's go for it. So the more value and nugget bombs you give to people, and don't be afraid of doing this, because some people say, "Oh no, I can't. I don't want to give that free information." It doesn't matter. You have to give free information, because the whole Gary Vaynerchuk, who is an absolute legend, by the way, he wrote this book. And it's just within reaching distance, and it's actually one of the 5 that I power read through at the moment. Jab, 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 right hook, and it's all about kind of how to tell your story in a noisy social world. It's all about so it's jab, 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 hook, yeah, right hook especially. It's all about give, 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 and then ask. So it's like you basically giving and giving and giving them help, 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 help. And eventually when you say, listen, would it be okay if I shared some information with you about an exciting opportunity that I think you'd be massively amazing at? And they're honestly 9 to 10 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah, sure, send it through, bro. Send it through, mate. Send it through, hun. Send it through, whatever it might be. Honestly, that's what happens. It's all about giving as much value as you can, and nugget bombs, nugget bombs, nugget bombs. You kind of you're showing them the light. You're showing them a way that maybe how you've seen different things in the world and how they can see it. And as a result of that, you'll tend to use I know how you feel. I felt the same. This is what I found. And you'll hear that in so many trainings about closing, and it's true. Number of times. So let's go for an example with this. And this is not really something I do type this out to people. Unfortunately, right now I'm not in a stage where I can kind of show that to you in terms of a close, just because it wouldn't be fair to the people that I'm doing it to at the moment, really. So let's talk about Bob. And by now you probably think that Bob's my favorite kind of name that it's just no inventiveness there. So Bob is, I'm speaking to him, I'm talking about his occupation, recreation, his family, his dreams he's got. Say, Bob, you know what? You would really benefit from the compound effect. If you're saying to me you enjoy health and fitness, but you're struggling with your weight, or whatever it might be, you want to try and get your kids into sports or whatever. Check that book out. It's unbelievable. It changed my kind of view on life. And then in a week's time, I'll follow up with Bob and say, like, how's your family? How do you get on? What do you think? What did you do over the weekend? What do you think of Liverpool's performance? Whatever. What did you think of The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, by the way? He's going to go, oh, mate, that was really good book. Thanks so much. Do you have any other book recommendations on the back of that? I go, yeah, well, you need to check out Rich Dad Poor Dad. You need to check out Beach Money, 10X, or whatever it might be. These books are in front of me right now, so I'm mentioning them. It says, cool. And then basically, after an amount of time, I'll just keep giving these nugget bombs. And even without that, I'll be basically sending a message saying, hey, by the way, mate, saw this. I love this quote. And I've just been reading The Compound Effect after sending it out to you. I really love this quote. Isn't it awesome? And just building that positive relationship and vibe. And then eventually what you're going to be doing is you're going to be saying, Bob, just out of interest, are you open to looking at an additional income stream? And this is based on the fact that he's seeing the compound effect, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and they'd be like, well, yeah, there'll be a number of responses, and depends, doesn't it? It'll be like either, yeah, sure, send me some information, or it'll be, nah, I'm not interested, not got enough time, anything like that. But either way, you're going to be sending information. Send what it is, and go, oh, it's network marketing, and nah, I'm not interested in that. It's a pyramid scheme, don't want to do that, don't want to touch that, haven't got enough time for that, blah, blah, blah. And you just simply say, so a lot of you guys will know on the trainings, is I know how you feel, I felt the same, this is what I found. So yeah, Bob, I know exactly how you feel, I felt the same, I always said no to network marketing, didn't want to speak to people about an opportunity to change their lives, about money, but I found that I actually just thought, you know what, sod it, I'm going to at least try it. And if I regret it, I regret it. And if I don't, I've done well. And that works all the time with closing. So it's it's all about nugget bombs. Keep dropping the things. Target the pain. Target the pain that you've talked about in your notes. So that's kind of the first section of closing. You have to do this in stages. Everything. It's like going through school. You go through the infant school, and you go through junior school, and you go through senior school, and you go into college, and you go into university, and you go into masters, PhD, whatever it might be. So it's all about stages. So I'm not going to tell you all of it in one lesson. I want you to start thinking about different, before you go on to the next step, I want you to think about different nugget bombs that you could start giving to people. You only need a handful and just give them to the same people. You don't change the message, you change the audience, okay? So start writing down, got to share Rich Dad Poor Dad, got to share Beach Money, got to share the 4-year career, got to share Jab, 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 Right Hook. All these books that have influenced your life or other people's lives. So go contact your upline and say, hey, what books really changed your opinion on things and really changed your opinion on finances or whatever. Also get to know some favorite quotes. If anyone says to you, what's your favorite quote, you tell them straight away without hesitating. Okay, straight away. One of mine is actually shared it before. Is if it doesn't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. That's one of my favourite ones. It's it's really good. And I'm sure I'll be posting more stuff like that on the Facebook page as well. So yeah, guys, that's step 1 of stage 4 about closing. In stage 2, we're going to talk about timing, because it's all about timing, and it's really good because I can teach you exactly when to figure out when the best timing is for both you and for your prospect. All right, I will see you all on the next video. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye. Hi folks, and welcome back to the training. We're now on stage 4, which is all about closing. Very important part of the whole process. And we're on step 2, which is going to be all about getting the timing right and utilizing the right timing as well. So when you're closing, obviously you found someone, you're speaking to someone, you're giving them value, you're communicating back and forth. It's all about then getting the right timing. This is where the majority of people totally get it wrong. And this happens to me every single day. Literally daily, this is happening. And these people who've contacted me are basically saying to me, oh, hey Fraser, I want, nice to meet you. What is it that you do? I'm involved in network marketing. I'm a coach and trainer and mentor and world traveler and so on and so forth. I go, all right, cool. Would you be interested in joining my opportunity, Company X? Have you heard about Company X? Company X is really, really good. I joined 3 months ago and already I've made $300, whatever. Are you kidding? Like, why would I ever even join or think about joining someone I've never even met or got to know? What happens if I love Liverpool, they love Man United? I would no, I'm only joking. What happens if we have totally different values, work ethic, principles? What happens if we can't even speak the same language? We're not even in the same country enough that we can basically, get to know each other better, especially if we're going to build a long-term business. Guys, doesn't work like that. Got to get the right timing, and the right timing all starts with you. And remember, taking the categories of people from the 3 steps, from the 3 stages, from never spoke to them or never spoken to them, to speak to them every now and again, to speaking to them regularly. You can forget these 2 phases. This is the only phase and step where you can actually even begin to think about talking to them about the opportunity and closing them. So it's going to come to this stage and you're going to be speaking to them every now and again. You've given them value. They love you. You love them. It's a great relationship, great friendship online. Perhaps you then decide to do one of a number of things. Number 1, option 1. Bob, hey, I'm actually in your neck of the woods this week, like today. Are you about for a coffee and a catch up? Be great to finally meet you. Yeah, I am. That'd be great. Or no, not available. We'll have to catch up some other time. Okay, fair enough. Option number 2 is, Bob, hey, how's it going, mate? I'm in your neck of the woods. I'm actually I'm at an event tonight. You know what? It would be great to meet you, and I would love for you to see more about what I do and how kind of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series has really benefited and changed my life. It starts at 8:00. It's in the hotel. I don't think it's too far from you, the Village Hotel in Walsall or whatever it might be. Would you be interested to come down and meet up? Whether we meet up 30 minutes before and you leave for the event, or you come in and see the event as well. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, meet you there. Or nah, not for me. Or some other time maybe. Okay. Option 3 is basically saying to them, "Hey Bob, we've been getting to know each other for a while now. I'm just trying to build my schedule out for next week. Are you about?" Maybe for a coffee and a catch up. It'd be great to finally meet you, get to know you more, and be able to put a face to the name, so to speak, and a handshake to the name. When are you available next week, or are you available at all? Well, yeah, actually, I'm available Tuesday afternoon. Does that work? Yeah, that works great. Cool. Option 4 is, "Hey Bob, it would be great. It would be great to actually see you, meet you, and actually get to know you more on Skype. Are you available anytime next week or the next 48 hours or over the weekend to jump on Skype and just chat, without having to type and stuff?" Yeah, cool. I'm available Saturdays 10 a.m. Does that work? Yeah, great. Speak to you then. I've lost count of how many options we're on now. The other option is basically just continuing the conversation on Facebook, basically, because that's what I'm best at. At some points, you will eventually have to, depending on your skill level, to start out with especially, you're going to want to try and meet as many people as you can on face-to-face or over Skype at a minimum. Why? Because it's the only way you're going to be able to understand and grow yourself out of the comfort zone and grow more skills, by showing the opportunity, sharing your story, which is the number one skill in all network marketing, sharing your story, handling potentially their objections. And also if they say yes, just asking the question, is this a fit for you? Is this a fit for you? Yes, it is. Well, okay, do you want me to get the computer out now? Do you want me to put you to the link now? Yes or no, or whenever. Schedule, follow up. So right timing is when the conversation then starts talking very heavily on the opportunity or on the product. So for instance, I'm speaking to Bob. I've never spoken to him before. I now speak to him every now and again, and now I speak to him regularly. I'm dropping nugget bombs on him. We're communicating back and forth. He's giving me information. He's sending me links about different videos potentially he's watched. We're just having a good friendship. Then we either meet up in a coffee house, we meet up on Skype, we meet up at an event, and in that, or we just continue the chat more fluently on Facebook. And when we get to that stage, we're then going to be then talking about what we do in a more kind of strict no interruptions zone. This is where you're going to say, listen, I'm going to send you some information. I'll send you a link to a video, or check out this video when you're with them, or check out the event. And after that, you're just literally going to be answering questions and asking the questions. So is this a fit for you? Once you've gone through the questions, it's very important as well to introduce the third party member, which is a 3-way call, which is your upline, your active upline leader. Introduce them to, when you're at an event, introduce them to different people at the events. If you're in a coffee house, again, just call your upline up, get them on the Skype. If you're on Skype, add them into the call. And if you're on Facebook, add your upline into a little Facebook group and just chat away. I do this with hundreds and hundreds of people on a weekly basis. And again, I'll explain why I do that a bit later on. It's very important to utilize that. Very, very, very important. So that's kind of what you're talking about when I talk about right time. And you need to make sure that you're not trying to pitch someone that you don't even know and you never even got to know. At least at a bare minimum, you need to have asked about their family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Give them a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of value. Let them understand that you can help them significantly, and not all, because most people will say and think, what has this person got to offer me? How am I going to become better? Of a better version of myself by following and spending the next 5-10 years with this person, working side by side. Think about it. If someone was to meet you in the street and offer you a business proposal, you never even knew them, would you give them $1,000? No, you absolutely, definitely, 100% wouldn't. So just be clever about it. Just be really, really clever about it. So yeah, right timing. It's all about follow up until the conversation is heavy on the opportunity or the product as well. Both ways work. And again, your goal is to get people from you've never spoke to them all the way to you speak to them very regularly. Value, 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 value. Nugget bombs, nugget bombs, nugget bombs, nugget bombs, and then eventually say, hey, would it be okay if I share a link with you about some information about what I do? I really do think you find value of it. Compliment, compliment, compliment. You're someone who I think highly of now. I'd love to actually partner with you on some stuff. And they're going to say yes when they see the information. You take a step back. You are the messenger. You are not the message. You then tell them. They watch the information. Let's say it's a 15-minute webinar or whatever it might be, 20-minute webinar, half an hour, whatever. And say, hey, what did you like best about it? Let me share my story with you. This is what's happened to me. Is it a fit for you? Yes, it is. Great, sign up. No, it's not. All right, well, cool. Well, maybe the timing's not right now. So okay, cool, no worries. I'll chat to you tomorrow. Whatever, and you just carry on, and then 90 days time saying, hey, have you thought about that opportunity anymore? Maybe timing's changed. If you start following up every single week once they've said no, then you're just going to end up annoying them, and they're going to be really annoyed with you. Okay, so guys, that's about getting the timing right. So you want to give as much value as right. Pick the right timing, and it's so clear when that it becomes apparent because you're flowing a conversation and you're talking about positivity and personal development, and then you go bang straight into it with the link. And then the last step is picking on windows of opportunity, which kind of combines with getting the timing right. But this is to really nail it on the head and getting your prospects thinking about it on a daily basis. All right, guys? So see you in the next video. Be safe. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Hi folks, and welcome back to the training. We're now on stage 4, step 3. Stage 4 has all been about closing, and so far we've mentioned about dropping nugget bombs, tons and tons of value, and we talked about transitioning obviously from people that you've never spoke to people that eventually you speak to very, very regularly, and getting the right timing. The right timing involves when you start talking about the opportunity a lot, or you start speaking a lot more, and then you can invite them to actually meet online face-to-face in terms of Skype. You can get them to meet at a restaurant or a coffee shop. You can get to meet them at your house, at their house, or you can get them to meet them at an event. And then the third step, what we're going to be talking about on this one, is creating window openings. And this is basically targeting on their pain points for them to start, their brain to start working in a way where they start thinking about, wow, I need to do something about my life because there's too much pain in those sort of aspects. So this is where you're going to be reverting back to your notes. So if you remember rightly, earlier on in this training, we were talking about a woman, and again, I should have wrote notes on this. I'm telling you to write notes, but I didn't write notes because it was a principal. I think her name was Mary, and she had 2 daughters. One was 9, one was 7. One was called Jane, one was called Sarah. Her husband, I think, was called Brian. And she had all these things. She liked reading. She liked golf. She liked sport. She liked football. Liverpool. And then her daughters loved hockey and playing computer games. She was a construction worker. She hated it. She'd been doing it for 25 years. Her recreations, playing golf, said that before. And then her dreams were to travel to Australia, to Sydney, to swim with sharks, to swim the Great Barrier Reef, with her family, closest, nearest, and dearest as well. So, right, guys. So, based on this, we've got all these notes, and I'm going to share with you. Basically the tactics on how the ways and tactics and strategies on how you can basically profit from this and get the right timing. So you're following up, you're speaking to them regularly, and you start saying stuff like, "Oh, hey Mary, how's it going? How's the weekend going? Yeah, it was great. How was yours? Yeah, awesome. What did you get up to? Did you manage to get on the golf course? Or did you manage to watch the football? Did you manage to watch the Liverpool game? Oh no, I never got a chance to get out on the course. I was catching up on work. I had loads of paperwork to do, whatever. Or no, I couldn't watch the game. I was too busy with the kids, or whatever it might be." So what I do on that is I will basically say like, oh no way, you need to really start thinking about a way how you can cut back your hours. Wouldn't it be great if you could cut back your hours at your job to be able to spend more time with your kids through the week? So maybe you can have the time to maybe watch the game or get out on the golf course. Because you don't kind of feel the guilt of not seeing your kids or spending time with your kids on that specific week. And the way you can do that is because you've already helped bring up the fact that she said, "Oh, I'm not happy. I don't like my job." She's already said that I've been working the job for 25 years and I don't like it, but she's not done anything else about it. So you're creating different pain points. Again, we can come onto it. We can say with another example, Bob has a young daughter. She's 6. Doesn't get to see her enough though because he's too busy working. Okay, Bob. Well, if I could show you a way how you could potentially cut back your hours from your commuting job and eventually work more hours at home, would you be interested in finding out more about that? The answer is always, always, always yes, yes, 100% of the time. Okay, next one, occupation again. But let's say, Mary, I've been working as a construction manager on a construction site, doing that for 25 years. Oh wow, you must really love it then. No, I hate it. Well, have you ever been open to checking out maybe some information about an opportunity where you could cut back your hours and work more hours working from home, and eventually be able to do the job from home and not have to go on the building site and doing that job anymore? Would you be interested if I was to send you some information? Would you be willing to check it out and let me know what you think? Yeah, send it through. Okay, it's always a yes if you get the timing right. Okay, and then you've got recreation where people are talking about, oh, I love traveling. Let's focus on traveling. I love traveling. I love football. I love reading. I love playing golf. Love all that. So, oh, cool. Have you been able to go on any holidays this year? Oh no, I've not had the time. Too busy with work. Too busy with the kids. Too much going on. Blah blah blah. Okay, well, if I could show you a way where you could travel more for less, or if I could show you a way where you could have more time to travel, if I could show you a way where you have more money to travel, if I showed you a way how you could fire your boss and be able to travel when and if you ever wanted with who you ever wanted, would you be willing to see some information? Would you be able to check out some information and let me know what you think of it? Yes. Every single time. Then dreams. Oh, you know what? I really want to have. I really want to get a new Ferrari. I love that Ferrari. I'm not a big car fan. I really love that convertible red Ferrari. I went, well, have you got a plan on getting that Ferrari? Yeah, one day I'll get it. Well, have you actually got a plan? Are you taking the steps now to be able to get it, or is it just like a dream that you fall asleep and you think about it in your dreams? You don't actually think it's going to become reality. Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, if I could show you a way how we could come up with a plan on how you could eventually get that Ferrari in 10 years or so, depending on what you got to manage your expectations. Don't say I'll show you how to do it in a year, because it ain't going to happen. I'll show you how to do it in the next 5 to 10 years or so. Would you be willing to see some information that maybe get you excited and help you out on your dream? It's always get your dream. Yeah, send it through. Yes, every single time. It's all about getting the timing right. So there's 2 people. There's one person that adds you as a friend and says, "Hey man, how you doing? What's up with you?" And there's another person who says, "Hey mate," or "Hey Fraser, great to be connected with you." Great. Both are similar. Technically, you can't really call me mate if you've never really had a reply from me, so it should always be first name basis to start with, to show that it's personal and not just copy and paste job, because some people do that. By the way, never copy and paste, because Facebook are watching you, and if you copy and paste, they see that you've typed that message too fast because you haven't typed it, and it's classed as spam, and they will shut your account down if you continue to do it as well, without warning, I believe, as well. It's never happened to me because I knew that, so I stayed ahead of it. So you reply back saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm great. How are you? What's up with you? What is it that you do for work? What is it that you do for a living?" And they basically say, "Oh, I'm a professional net." One says, "I'm a professional network marketer," and one says, "Yeah, I help people realize their dreams." Whatever. The person who said I'm a network marketer then goes on to say, I'm involved in company X. I think you would really love it, judging by your Facebook profile. I think you'd be great at it." Okay, then Company X was Company X. Saying, "Oh, I've done really well from Company X. You would definitely benefit. It's way better than anything else out there. It's only been going 3 months. So, it's going to be the best thing. We're all at the start. There's only 1,000 people involved." Okay. Then the other person starts saying, well, have you got any? Are you married? Have you got a girlfriend? Have you got any kids? Do you have any pets? Start saying, well, what did you do at university? What do you do as a profession? What do you like? What football team do you support? What's your golf handicap? Where are the places you love traveling to? Then what are your dreams? Well, where are the places you want to travel to? What cars it is you want? Where do you want to eventually live? Have you got a vision board? So on and so forth. And you can already tell that person one, I'm just totally repelled by, and I don't want to do anything with that. And person two, I'm starting to get interested in, and he's asking about me, and I start saying, hey, what about you? What do you do for a living? And then he starts, or she starts giving me value bombs, saying, oh, by the way, have you checked out that recent book by Grant Cardone? Whatever it's called. No, I haven't. No. Oh, mate, you should check it out. It's awesome. It's absolutely class. You'd get massive value from it. Go check it out. I then read the book, we're speaking to and from. He then invites me to an event, or invites me to meet up for a coffee shop, or invites me to meet on Skype. Yeah, I'm more than welcome, because I've learned some stuff from this guy. He's asking, and he's honestly and genuinely interested in me. I can tell by the way the way he's been typing. I meet up with him. I go, yeah, this is someone I know and I trust and respect. And eventually what happens is I say yes to either buying his product as a favor, or I like the look of it anyway, or I say yes to the opportunity because it looks too good to be true. I've been talking about everything I want in the future, haven't got a plan for it right now. I say yes, or I say no. Carry on the relationship. Person one got sacked off, got binned off within the first maybe 5 messages. Person two, I've got to know over a period of time, and bang, I'm joining that person. Simple as that, and that's what you got to do, guys. You've got to pick. You've got to get as much value out there. Give as much value as you can. Get the timing spot on and target the pains. And you're writing every single thing about that person down. Every single thing: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. What do they want? What's the one thing they want to do before they die? If they got told today they were going to die tomorrow, what would they do? All of these things. When they're going on holiday, what are they, if their kids got an exam or whatever, and bring it up all the time. Now, I have found that women are way better than men at this. I think it probably becomes natural to them. They love talking. So, for instance, if I called my dad and my mum at the same time, if I was able to do that, and I would say, hey mom, hey dad, like on 2 different phones. My conversation with my dad would probably last less than a minute, maybe 90 seconds. The conversation with mum would last 10 minutes. Just so inventive, and just comes up with crazy things to talk about, which I necessarily wouldn't talk to about my dad. Like emotional things, sensitive kind of things, stuff like that. I'm not being sexist or anything. I'm just saying how it is, how I found in my life, and what I've seen in my experience so far. So another way as well we're going to touch on a little bit later, I'm just checking my notes to make sure it is mentioned a little bit later, is how you can boost your conversion rates with closing by building your brand, because to be honest with you, it's all about credibility and trust. That can come with a length amount of time when you're just communicating with someone time and time again. The trust gets built, the credibility gets built, the rapport gets built, but you can speed that process up by creating trust and credibility, and there's a number of steps to be able to do that outside of what you can see on my page now, and what we've gone through as well. So I look forward to sharing with that. That is actually closing done. That's probably the shortest stage there is, to be honest, because it's very, very simple. We tend to overcomplicate it. You just got to need to know, and recapping, you need to know, never pitch within the first 10 messages. In fact, play that as a game. That's what I tend to do. I tend to say it's usually at 5 with me, but I know what to say. So never ever mention the name of the company and the name of the product at all. And never mention like you want to sponsor them into your opportunity within the first 10 messages. Okay. Step number 2, don't talk to them about the business, or things to avoid. Don't talk to them about the business until they become someone that you speak to regularly. Don't send any links, no videos, no nothing to the opportunity. Step number 3, always provide as much value as you can, whether it's in a post or a personal comment to that person. Okay. Number 4, always stay in contact with that person and bring up the things that you noted down in terms of the Ford principle, like the family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Always bring those sort of stuffs back. And 5, wait for the right timing to invite them to an event, to on Skype, to a coffee house, to a restaurant, to your house, to their house, to just meet up, to basically get to know that person. Because the more people you meet face to face and you take online to offline, not only will your skills improve in offline, but also you'll have more relationships, solid relationships, where you can call up that person and say, hey man, I'm just passing by your house. And you'll find you'll go from Bob to mate to man to bro. If you're a man, and if you're a woman, you have different lingo. But you'll find that you'll go from that saying, hey man, I'm just driving past your house. Are you at home? Can I pop in? Or you just ring on anyway. You call up to ask for a favour, saying, "Oh my God, have you seen the Eric Warrior event that's going on this December or whenever it is? Do you fancy going together?" Just because you've built the relationship and the bond, you don't have to you can't do that to a stranger. Sorry, Michelle, I thought was going somewhere else. You can't do that to a stranger. You have to build a relationship over time. My best friends are friends that I've known for 20 years plus. I've grown up with them. I know all about them. They know all about me. We've gone in depth on each detail naturally. And now you've just got to do the same thing. If I just went to someone in the school ground, in 10 years' time, I'm going to contact you and we're going to join an opportunity. This can not be interested at all. But if I'm laying the seed, I'm not saying that I've, as a kid, when I was 5 years old, I got to know these guys because I knew what was going to happen now. Just lay the seed, because trust is the magic word in network marketing. It begins with T, it ends with T. TRUST, trust. Build the trust and you'll get the sales. All right, guys, that's closing. I know I've just been rambling on for a bit. Hope you enjoyed this section, and look forward to speaking to you soon. And we're going to be moving on to expanding your business into different markets and what to do. It's exciting stuff. All right, guys, see you then. Bye-bye.